I've been dancing since I was 6 years old. It's always been a huge part of my life. My mom and her siblings were all dancers, and now that I'm an adult, although I'm not working professionally, I perform at conventions with my friends in our idol group. Dance is still a very large part of my life. So when I saw that Aniplex released a dance video for Absolutely Beautiful, I was really excited. And then I watched it. At first, it was just light disappointment. I'd always imagined really good and exciting choreography for Absolutely Beautiful, and that's definitely not what we got. I was lukewarm to it when I first saw it, but as I've watched it more and more, I've actually started liking it less and less. I like the shuffling part of the chorus, the rap break, anytime Jamil has his own solo, basically. But that's pretty much it. I also love that it's not a perfect performance. I actually like that they all mess up in certain places and that they're all off at times. But then again, my issue isn't with the performance at all. In fact, I think that's the best part of it. But it's with the choreography. Right off the bat, I'm going to admit that I am the hugest choreography snob ever. It is extremely hard to impress me. I really have no reason to be that way. I just am. I'm very particular on what I like in choreography, and Absolutely Beautiful just didn't hit those marks for me. For starters, I don't like how repetitive it is. I don't mind repetition in dances, but I feel like there's so much repeating the same moves over and over again without any variation whatsoever. Let's look at Super Shy by New Jeans as a comparison. That choreo was super simple and easy to learn. It took me like 40 minutes, and it repeats a lot. But what the choreographers did was vary it in different ways, namely with formations. Instead of everyone repeating the moves facing the same way, we get these really fun formations. This takes the choreography from nice and simple to cool and intricate looking. And this honestly isn't a big change, you're just turning a different way or traveling across the stage. Or take the chorus for Lucifer by SHINee. The choreo is the same, but the formations change. In the first one, we have this V to M action going on, but that's not the same formation that happens the second time around. Little changes like this help freshen up the choreography and bring something new to the table each time. The chorus and post-chorus in ABSO is always done facing the same direction and done in the same way. This repetition gets boring to me and makes the choreography less exciting. And even worse, it always feels like Deuce and Kaleem are on the left and Ace and Rook are on the right. There are some changes like the guys switching places with each other, but still on the same side for the most part. But these variations aren't eye-catching, and honestly, I wouldn't have noticed it if I hadn't been specifically looking for it. They're still in the two-line formation, and even though dancers might be in a different spot than the last time, it still looks the same each time. There's not enough of a difference to freshen up the choreography, and so I end up getting bored of it. I also think the choreography is mostly bland and the dance break underwhelming. The bland thing is just a taste thing, so I'm not really gonna dissect it because that's extremely subjective. It's just not the cheesecake I'd buy at the Cheesecake Factory, you know? But the dance break, I do have some points about that. In my opinion, the point of a dance break, besides giving your vocal cords a rest, is to show off how good of a dancer you are or the other people in your group are. The dance break in Into the New World by Girls' Generation shows off Hyo's dancing skills. Lucifer, like we talked about earlier, has a dance break really early on, and it showcases that all the guys are super good dancers. The choreography for Absolutely Beautiful, though, doesn't really showcase that. There's nothing particularly special about this choreography that shows off their skills. There's the jump and the leap at the way end, but the jumps aren't really that exciting, and the leap it's like, okay, I guess? It just showcases Vil again when honestly, I would argue that Jamil and Kaleem are probably the best dancers in the group. And that leads me to 2 points. I really hate the solo parts. I feel like although they're not super repetitive, it's the same kind of moving your arms around that gets really old really fast. I know they're not doing the same things over and over again, but the arm motions and the lack of everything else makes the solo parts extremely boring. And because the choreography in the back isn't really my cup of tea, the whole thing is just not great. It's not great. Not to mention, the huge focus on the soloist makes this feel like a villain-friend situation and not a legitimate group. Aesthetically, I don't like that there's more differences than similarities with the soloist and the rest of the group. It doesn't make the dance look cohesive, which is one of my biggest pet peeves. And while the soloist does stand out, it's not for a good reason. Their choreography is boring, the background dancer's choreography is boring and looks drastically different. It's just not great. And that's part of the reason why I like Jamil's rap break, because things look more cohesive. They're doing the same things, they're doing it in a round and stuff. It looks good. They look cohesive, even though they're all like kind of off. I think there's absolutely ways to have soloists and groups kind of stand out, but it still looks cohesive. Dreamcatcher's choreographers are extremely good with doing this. Take the first verse of OOTD. Xion isn't doing the same thing as the rest of the group for a hot minute, but her moves complement and sort of match the other members. She's still showcased and spotlighted, but they all look cohesive. Or take Nonfiction by Liella. Sumire is the center, and by all means, this song is Sumire and friends. But like Xion, her moves are still for the most part complementing the others. Sumire is still clearly the standout star in this number, but she and the other OG Liella members mesh together. Abso doesn't really have that. Even soloists, like musical soloists, not just the ones in a group number, they still need to match and mesh with their backup dancers. Take Gasoline by Key. He doesn't match them all the time, but for the most part he does, and they all work well together. We also have Bonsai Digital Trippers by Aqua. There's parts when a girl has a solo, she does her own thing. But that's not the entire number. Like yes, UDC, Anju, Shuka, and I all doing their own thing, but they still link up with Miku and it's not just a jumbled mess. They have their moments, but still work together quite a bit. It's actually less than what I would personally prefer. I think they could have been more together at times since Miku just stops moving at times, but they still work together for the most part. Even if you're a soloist or you have a solo in a group number, you still need to be working with the others to make the dance look great together. But when you have big differences or you prioritize the soloist instead of the group, the dance isn't pleasing to watch because there's a lot going on and it just doesn't gel together. Since Aniplex dropped the dance video on April Fool's Day, I've been thinking about it and been baffled by it. Again, it takes a lot to impress me, and I knew this probably wasn't going to be a Talk Saxy situation where the choreography just blows me away every time I watch it. The Abso choreography is really disappointing to me, and I've been trying to rack my brains about why. Like, yeah, I don't like it aesthetically, but I was more baffled about why these choices were made. Like I've mentioned, you can do simple choreo that looks good and solid, but the Abso choreography is simple but unimpressive. Not to mention the villain friend situation with the soloist parts and how it looks so different from others. At first, I didn't understand why a choreographer or group of choreographers would do something like this, where the choreo is basically a hot mess. And then last night as I was falling asleep and thinking about the dance, an epiphany came to me, because although I don't like the choreography, it's a work of symbolic genius. In-game, Vil is the one who commissioned Absolutely Beautiful and the dance to accompany it. He wants to win VDC, he wants to beat Nej, and he wants to be seen as the most beautiful. Although Absolutely Beautiful is a group number, it's only technically a group number. In reality, it's supposed to be Vil and friends. Vil is supposed to be the main focus, the one who's allowed to show off, and then everyone else is second fiddle. Rook even kind of alludes to this. When he and Vil are trying to figure out the other members, Rook says something along the lines of, wouldn't you rather have unpolished dancers who can be trained to support you, or a group where everyone is equally talented? And Vil goes for a group where he's looking for support, not equal group members. I went back and timed it, and you want to know how often Vil is in the center? Out of a 3-minute and 40-second performance, he's in the center for a total of 2 minutes and 48 seconds. He's only off-center for a grand total of 52 seconds. He's almost always in the center, or sharing center like we see here with Epple. Epple is center and Vil is just off-center. To nitpick this, I think it looks a bit weird, but I mean, kudos to Vil for letting Epple have the full center here, sort of. But I mean, like, let's look at the second chorus. Vil's not singing in this, it's just Epple and Jamil, but Vil is still in the center, and although he's matching the background dancers, because Jamil and Epple aren't being super exciting with their moves, it still draws focus to Vil. I feel like people are just trained to look at the center anyway, so that's also kind of a thing, but anyways. And honestly, I didn't even realize he was matching the background members until today. I just thought he was having a little dance solo moment for whatever goddamn reason. This number is supposed to be Vil and friends. It's not supposed to have cohesive choreography. If it did, it would be putting the spotlight on more than 3 people. The 3 soloists have their moments, and because Vil probably told the choreographers the vibe he wanted, like in-game, and probably Aniplex also told the, real choreographers this too, the soloists get their moments to do elegant arm motions 47 times in a row, while the background dancers just do something. It doesn't matter what. Vil is the star of the show, and the others are there to support him. They're not there to shine on their own, really. I mean, going back to Gasoline as an example of a soloist and dancers working together, you always have the risk of a background dancer upstaging the soloist. Like, there's a lot of good dancers in this number. If you want to eliminate that possibility, just make the choreography different, and the soloist will always be clearly set apart from the others in formations, whether they're in the center or, way to the side of the stage. Absolutely Beautiful is only a group number in name. It's the Vil show with guest stars Jamil and Epple. Looking at this performance, although Nej's team sounded sloppy and really bad, They were probably all doing the same choreography, so even though they were all terrible, at least it looked cohesive. And I think this plays into something we've heard and seen a lot when it comes to Night Raven college students. They don't like working together. We heard that that's one of the main reasons they've lost so many spell drive matches against RSA, is because they don't cooperate. Instead of working on something together and making a strong group number, Vil played into the angle of villain friends and made it all about him and to a lesser extent Jamil and Epple. But this isn't a collaboration and it was never meant to be. Like, let's talk about Saxy. I don't go to Rise, this is really the only song by them I know. They're matching the majority of the time and super cohesive, and also the choreography is just really fucking good. But because I have no idea who's who and who's singing, although they have their spotlight, as someone unfamiliar with them, I see them as a team and not individuals. That is not what Vil wants. He wants to stand out, so if it means being way different than others, that's what he's gonna do. And in this hot mess of a dance is its brilliance. It perfectly reflects the Night Raven College mindset of refusing to collab, and Vil's mindset of he must be the most beautiful and the one with the most attention. So that's my thoughts on the choreography. I hope you guys liked this video. If you'd like to see my reaction to seeing the choreography, that video is on my Patreon. It's unlocked so everyone can see it, patron or no. The Abso video apparently gets shit region locked, so I can't upload it to YouTube. It's also the reason why I only showed screenshots from Abso. I didn't want this video getting flagged as well. So having it posted on Patreon was really my only choice. I have one more video coming out about the dance, and then I'll be analyzing how the guys dance and what that says about them. That should be up for channel members already, I think. We'll see how I do with editing and what order I edit things in. But if you're not a channel member, it'll be out in a week or two, so you can look forward to that. Thank you everyone for watching, and a very special thank you to my channel members and Twitch subs. Your support helps me to continue to make these videos. If you'd like early access to my videos, consider becoming a channel member. Patrons and Ko-fi members can get my scripts early before I record them. I livestream over on Twitch every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. Thanks again guys, and I'll see y'all later.